He's continued to grow from being the starting quarterback to the leader of the offense to now truly he knows he can be the leader of the football team, and continue to take that responsibility. Being the starting quarterback to the leader of the offense to now truly he knows he can be the leader of the football team, and continue to take that responsibility.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the punk police can't fade me a minute. We can have this someday, but right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the bottle of a nine, get up. Give the time I make the play, not back to my brothers on the block, better stay strapped. And accept no substitutes. I bring truth to the youth, tell them from the old school. Oh no, I won't turn the other cheek. Case you can't see us when we burn the other week. Now we got them in the smash, blast. How long will it last till the road get more cash? Until then, raise up till the young black man blaze up. Like some mess, don't stress, test. I'm giving but be thankful that you're living blessed. Much love to my brothers in the pen. See you when I free you, if not when they shove you in. Once again, this is all I'll strap. Keep your hands in your gap, now your boys watch your back. In the alleys, I'm down in my town. Got mess with the best and the best with you. Scream if you feel it, see it clearly. You're too near me, I'll let you hear me. I'll let you hear me.
Sierra Hotel, Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy, Big Q. TeamBoydTV Turbo. And I am so glad you guys are with me, the ones that are watching live. We're doing a special Shield video podcast. Like, we normally keep the Shield on the, on the audio front. We kind of keep it on strictly on-demand audio. But since we had a scheduling conflict with TeamBoydTV Live and my boys, Glass and JB, things got a little crazy today. I had to reshuffle some stuff, had to move some things around. I said, listen, man, I'm just going to do the Shield. I'm going to do it on YouTube in a video podcast just because, this week has just been crazy. It's okay, though. We had our first taste of NFL action with the Hall of Fame game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the Hall of Fame situation. Before I'm getting ahead of myself, so listen. This is what we're going to do tonight. I don't know how long. This show might not be that long. We got a couple of things we want to talk about. But, hey, listen, if you want to be a part of the action, you guys want to, give me your 2 cents on what y'all think. Let me know straight up whether you agree or not, because I know this podcast is one of the ones that a lot of people, kind of, they don't agree with a lot of things that I say on this podcast, but it's okay. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's all good. But if you want to be a part of the action, man, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Twitter at TeamBoydTV if you want to, or if you want to tweet about the show, just tweet about the show. Use the hashtag NFL Shield. You see it down in the bottom left-hand corner right there. So yeah, that's how you can be a part of the action. Just tweet the show. Use the hashtag NFL Shield. We are live on YouTube right now, so if you want to go into the YouTube comment section, I'm looking at it right now. There's nobody saying anything, but if we get enough conversation going in the comment section, I will put the comments up on the screen so everybody can see them, that kind of thing. So that's how we're going to do it. So what we're talking about today, man, you guys see the title. You know what I mean? We're talking about Jerry Jones in this playoff ticket situation, which now, since a couple days have passed by, some rebuttals came out, things kind of got, reshuffled and whatnot. So, it's not exactly as hilarious as it was in the very, very beginning. But it's okay, though, because we're going to clown anyway, because that's what we do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to clown it anyway. Because that's what we do. And we're also going to talk about my main man, not my main man, but my main man, Andy Dalton, finally got his little contract situation straightened out, which a lot of people were saying, hey, is he worth it? I wouldn't give him $100 million. We're going to get into that conversation. We're going to get into that conversation. And then, we're going to finish the show up talking about a story that came out earlier this week about New York Giants, former New York Giants running back David Wilson, which was, we'll talk about that. The good news is, I'm not pissed off this week. So it should be good. I'm smiling, Normally when I get on the Shield podcast, I'm a little bit disgruntled, and I always have some things I want to get off my chest. But this week, I'm actually feeling pretty good. And I'm thinking that's because of the fact that we actually got some football this week. And I think I calmed my nerves a little bit. It's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? It's therapeutic. So let me ask you guys, is my audio good? Because I know for the last couple weeks on TeamBoydTV Live, my audio was being a little weird, you know what I'm saying? But I think I got it rectified. If you guys hear anything that's weird with my audio, just let me know, and we'll take care of it right away. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm smiling. I think it's time for us to jump into this thing, right? So listen, what we're gonna do first? We're gonna take a little bit of a pause for the calls, because I always gotta do my due diligence and put my sponsor out there, because without domain.com, it would be no TeamBoydTV chart. I wouldn't be able to bring it to you guys the way I do. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break real quick. When I get back, we're going to talk about Jerry Jones. I love talking about Jerry Jones. We can talk about Jerry Jones all day. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing when we get back. And so I'll see you guys on the other side of the break. TeamBoydTV Turbo is sponsored by domain.com. In today's connected world, it's kind of hard to be heard or to get noticed. That's why an online presence is so vital. If you have a brand to promote, relying on social media just doesn't cut it these days. Although social media is a powerful way to build a following, there is nothing like having your own website. That's where domain.com comes in. Domain.com offers the very best in web hosting services, and with plans starting at just under $4 a month, it's super affordable as well. And now, because you guys are awesome TeamBoydTV Turbo subscribers, you can get yourself a sweet combo deal if you go to TeamBoydTV.com and click the Domain.com button. Once you click the button, you get redirected to the Domain.com promo page, where once you sign up and use the promo code DOMFREE, that's DOMFREE, you can get yourself a free domain name. That's a free website that you can use to build your audience. And Domain.com web hosting is packed with bonus features too. Check this out. All web hosting plans come with $100 Google AdWords bonus, $50 Yahoo/Bing search marketing credit, $50 in Facebook advertising, a free YellowPages.com listing, and get this, a free toll-free number if you live in the U.S. And if you're like me and you know nothing about website design, Domain.com even has the awesomely easy drag and drop site builder to get you up and running right away. So what are you waiting for? There's no excuse not to get your online presence rolling right now. Remember, go to TeamBoydTV.com, click the Domain.com button, and use the promo code DOMFREE to get your free domain to use for your website today.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. India. Echo. Lima. Delta. Shield. Hotel. India. Echo. Lima. Delta. Shield.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. I do this all the time, and I've been sitting here having a good time talking about this Jerry Jones situation. Now I gotta do it all over again because I had the microphone muted. That's terrible. That is terrible. Thank you, Justin, for pointing that out for me. Thank you. That's why I like doing the audio podcast. I don't have these kind of problems. You know what I mean? Anyway, going back to what I was saying, okay, and I gotta do the whole story all over again, okay? Gotta do the whole story all over again. So, and I was having a good time. It might not even be as funny this time as it was last time. Anyway, the story goes like this, okay? A week ago, about a week ago, Jerry Jones and his camp. Jerry Jones in his camp. Hold on. I got crazy stuff going on. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I rectified the audio situation. That's why I was asking. Like, make sure you guys let me know what's up with the audio because it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little crazy. Anyway. No, I'm not on break. I'm back. So anyway, back to the Jerry Jones situation. Back to the Jerry Jones situation. Earlier this week, story came out, said that Jerry Jones and his camp were including playoff tickets with the preseason and regular season ticket packages. Okay, y'all following me so far? Jerry Jones and his camp were including playoff tickets in the preseason and regular season ticket packages. Okay, and when I first heard the story, I thought it was completely hilarious. I thought, oh, here we go again. Jerry Jones is on this thing where it's like, you know what? we'll go ahead and throw some playoff tickets in here for all the people, because we know we're going to the playoffs for sure this year. This, that, and the third. Even though they had a couple injuries and Tony Romo's looking a little shaky right now. All kind of stuff is going on in their camp, which we'll talk about later. But here's the thing. What I thought was hilarious about the whole entire situation was that, once again, Jerry Jones was doing some crazy stuff, and I thought it was a stunt, and I thought it was pretty funny when I first read the story, and so listen, I still think it's funny because I'm a little bit of I'm a pretty big Dallas Cowboy hater. I really can't find nothing remotely interesting or root-worthy of the Dallas Cowboys. And that's why I wish my boy Glass was here tonight, like I thought he was going to be here, because he can go on all day long about how much he can't stand Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a big fan of Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and put that on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to disrespect nobody. I don't want to, say things that might, get under people's skin and nothing like that. All I'm just saying is the Dallas Cowboys are not one of my favorite football teams in the NFL. There you go. Right now, I've been fans of some of the players in the past on the Dallas Cowboys team, but as far as the Dallas Cowboys in general, not a huge fan. It ain't because they are a ridiculously hopeful, optimistic team that kind of reminds me of the Cleveland Browns in a way. It ain't because of that. It's because of the fans. The fans get under my skin to a degree that you guys cannot comprehend. Dallas Cowboys fans are the most arrogant, self-absorbed, living in the past, reaching back in history, living off them old championship type of cats that I've ever seen in my life. And like I said, no disrespect to nobody. Simon's 1974, I know you're checking me out. I know you're watching. No disrespect. It's just, that's the team it's only two teams in the NFL that I just absolutely have zero love for. That's the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots. I hate both of those teams equally. All right, so that's what I was saying. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Oh, wait a minute. So Justin said they even put in NFC champ. Did they really? Did they really put in NFC championship tickets? I didn't see that. I did not see that at all. I didn't see that. So look, I bring the audio down a little bit. How about that? Is that better? So listen, I didn't see where they had put in NFC championship game ticket. I didn't see that, because that would have had me on the floor laughing. That would have had me somewhere dying laughing. But I didn't see that. I just saw playoff tickets and the thing. Okay, so with all that being said, I said all that just to say this. It's just that Jerry Jones put the playoff tickets in there, pretty much saying, hey, listen, we are definitely going to go to the playoffs, right? And that's what he said. And I was like, okay, cool, that's funny. But then I looked and I saw this story came out. I think this came out today. Let me check the date on it real quick. No, actually, this was 2 days ago. So it says here on sportsdayforthewin.com, right? So it's Dallas cowboysblog.dallasnews.com. All right. This is what they say, and this is what makes it even more hilarious to me, right? This is what makes it more hilarious to me. This is what they say. They says the Cowboys owner does not promise that the longest playoff drought on his watch will come to an end. Jones is not making a competitive statement by including playoff tickets in the preseason and regular season packages sent to fans. This is not a display of arrogance heading into the 2014 season. So y'all following me, right? This is what is on the blog that I'm reading right now. All right, and then they go on to say, Jones and the club are simply trying to streamline the process on the business end. Okay, let me pause for a second, because this is the thing that makes me feel like this is a reach, and that that what we thought at the beginning was that Jerry Jones was trying to say, hey, listen, yeah, we are going to the playoffs. Just like, I don't know if it was the beginning of the season, last season, or the year before that, when they opened up against the New York Giants, and he came out there doing this little thing he had and was talking about how he was going to beat the crap out of the New York Giants. And actually, they did win that game. So, but this is the same kind of display to me. It seemed like the same exact thing. And this is what made me really, 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 want to laugh. It says, and this is a quote directly from the Vice President of Public Relations. He said, "We thought this would be a good thing to do for fan convenience. It helps the ticket office run in a more efficient way as well." I'll read that one more time just so y'all can follow what I'm saying here, because this is coming from the Cowboys front office, all right? It says, "We thought this would be a good thing to do for fan convenience. It helps the ticket office run in a smooth and more efficient way as well." Really? Y'all are crazy. Anyway, it goes on to say, "A team's playoff fate is usually determined during the height of the holiday season. Now think back to last Christmas when bad weather around the country put a tremendous strain on the shipping and receiving industry." We're going to go there. We go. Oh, my goodness. Justin says, "Along with the preseason and regular season tickets, there's a sheet of playoff tickets, including a ticket for the NFC Championship game, a game that the team hasn't played in since 1995. What? Wow. So listen, y'all agree with what I'm saying, right? Y'all say like this was a stunt, and they trying to cover it up with this bad weather during the holiday season, shipping process nonsense. I don't believe it. This is typical Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I had a good laugh about it. And I'm saying, I see you in the comment section, Glass. Glass says, "Let them know, Big Q, Cowboys are overrated to the 10th power." I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. And look, they go on and say it's true that the Cowboys have failed to make the playoffs since the 2009 season, but the team has gone into the final game of the regular season the last 3 years with a chance to win the division title. In the days leading up to those games, the club had to proceed as if it would make the playoffs and distribute tickets to their season ticket holders." The more I read this thing, the more I read it, and look, and mind you guys, this blog that I'm reading right now this was written by Cowboys people. Okay, this is cowboysblog.dallasnews.com. If you guys want to go and check it and read it yourself, it's right. I'm telling you, I'm looking right at it. It says, "Fans are not being charged for the playoff tickets. There's a now this is crazy. This is ridiculous right here. It said, "Fans are not being charged for the playoff tickets. There's a barcode to activate that will then charge the customer's account if the team finally does return this season. This is a much more efficient way to address the situation. That's all it is. It's operational efficiency for the organization." So listen, I need y'all guys to hit me up. Listen, Donald Dayton, I don't know if they get a refund or not, because that's what it said. It said that they're not going to be charged in the beginning. So like when they buy the tickets, the playoff tickets are included in the package, right? But they're not going to be charged extra for the playoff tickets. But if they do make the playoffs, they scan a little barcode, and boom, then they'll be charged. I guess a credit card will be charged for the playoff tickets, and they can go to the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, after you read it a little bit, you kind of say, okay, it makes a little bit of sense, especially since they did get to that point. It always come down to the wire for them. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious, to be honest with you. And like I said, anytime anything happens with the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, I find it extremely, extremely hilarious. Now, I had a lot of fun with that. We're going to switch gears real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're going to switch gears a little bit. And we're going to talk about some things that we addressed last week, I think. Did we address it last week? Did we do I think on TeamBoydTV Live, we did the NFC North. I think we did. I think it was last week. We talked about, for a second, not Donald. I'm thinking about Donald Day. Andy Dalton. Talking about Andy Dalton, the red rifle, and all that jazz. We talked about that for a minute, and it sparked a little conversation, a little controversy. There are people in my camp, namely one Mr. Glass from Get With It Sports. He's in the comment section right now. So if you guys, I'm just going to tell you what he said. So y'all in the comment section with him right now, so y'all can go back and forth about it. Because it says, because Glass says, "First time Jerry Jones is keeping it real with no packages with the season tickets. Not only to make it to the championship game, but have home field advantage." Wow. Even if they get in the playoffs, they should be away from I feel you. Anyway, back to Andy Dalton. So we talked about this last season, as a matter of fact. I think we were on Get With It Sports 2 Cent Deposit, if I'm not mistaken, and we talked about Andy Dalton. We also addressed this earlier in the summer on the Black and Blue podcast when I had the cast from TeamBoydTV Live on the podcast with me. We talked about Andy Dalton and his contract situation now. Up to 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I think it was 2 days ago. We were still waiting to see what the Bengals were going to do. Were they going to exercise the 5th-year option finally? No, because I think that time had passed. I think you had to exercise the 5th-year option by, was it June 15th? I think it was in June, was it? Yeah, I think it was June 15th. Somewhere around in there, they had to exercise the 5th-year option to lock him in for a 5th year. Up to the point of 2 or 3 days ago, Cincinnati Bengals had not done that. So, it left me wondering, what are they going to do with Andy Dalton? So, on last week's TeamBoydTV live show, me and Glass from Get With It Sports and my brother JB, we sat up here and we discussed this. And I'm saying I thought Andy Dalton deserved a full-fledged contract. And I ain't going to get into it. Well, yes, I am. I am going to do it. Because the Colin Kaepernick's name always comes up. It always comes up when it comes to these situations because he was the first one to sign a contract like this. And I said it then that Colin Kaepernick's contract was going to change the landscape on how these contracts get done. And furthermore, for people wondering, yes, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan and I'm a big Cam Newton fan, and I co-sign with this whole idea of Andy Dalton getting paid before Cam because I think he deserves it. Now I look at Andy Dalton's numbers versus Colin Kaepernick's numbers. I feel like Andy Dalton should have got his money before Colin Kaepernick. I think that Andy Dalton has done more. He has more wins. He has more playoff appearances. He has thrown for more yards and more. Basically, he has pretty much eclipsed Colin Kaepernick in every single stat except for making it past the first round in the playoffs. Straight up. And that's just my take on it. It says here, Donald Dayton says Dalton's contract has only $25 million guaranteed, and that's cool because there's a boatload of incentives in there that are good for a quarterback like Andy Dalton who can put up crazy stats and do ridiculous numbers. So I don't know what the intricacies of the contract is. I don't know if he has to make it and win the playoffs, a game in the playoffs to get X amount of dollars. I don't know how all that works. All I know is that it's a pile of incentives in there, and if Andy Dalton has if he performs the way he's performed over the last 3 years, right? 4 years, yeah, because this is 5th, yeah. So yeah, if he performs the same way he always has, he'll hit all those. I just lost my train of thought. He'll hit those incentives and he'll get a lot of that money, because basically it's a $115 million contract. That basically, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, and he pretty much earns most of that money, he'll only get $96 million of the total. So basically, it's a $115 million contract. That even if he hit all those metrics, he's still only gonna get $96 million. Now, the only reason why I brought this up on the podcast is because there's a lot of controversy surrounding this situation, and it's funny to me. And it's funny to me, it really is that when Colin Kaepernick was signing his contract, everybody was like, "Oh my God, yeah, it's the most awesome thing ever." Blah blah blah. Colin Kaepernick, and it was a celebration, right? News comes out about Andy Dalton signing his contract, and now it was full of controversy. And is he worth it? And this is Marvin Lewis signing his death certificate and all this nonsense. And I want to know, why do you guys feel like that? Donald Dayton said he folds like a cheap lawn chair in big game. Well, he kind of does, but the fact remains that at the end of the day, who said it? Jay-Z said it, right? Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. So, and Andy Dalton puts up the numbers every single year. And if what's his face? We just talked about him. If Tony Romo can get a crazy deal without even reaching the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? If he can get a deal without even getting to the playoffs, why can't Andy Dalton get one for going there every single year? Same thing for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was in the same situation a couple years ago. He was going to the playoffs every single year, even though he was getting knocked out, and they would, and all this stuff, but he still got his money. And it's funny, again, because even when Matt Ryan was getting his money, people were not questioning it the way they're questioning Andy Dalton. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't. Let's go to the comment section real quick. It says, Glass says, you was right. The cap contract set the precedent on how QBs get paid now. I can get with the new Dalton contract now that we know the details. And then Donald Dayton says he folds like a cheap lawn chair when you big time games. Rivers Red Zone says we have no faith in our QB contract bungles. Listen, Ravens Red Zone, this ain't the place, okay? We're not going to do that today, okay? I mean, this ain't a place for you to kind of jump all over the Bengals dude because we're talking about Andy Dalton. This ain't the spot for that. And then Justin said, Lowell not throw 3 interceptions in a playoff game probably. Listen, man, he's a young QB. I'm just saying. He's a young QB. He's earning his stripes, literally. You know what I mean? And I feel like Andy Dalton is the future. Look, listen. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals who, I mean, first of all, name a quarterback that they done had that had, as much success in the 3-year span as Andy Dalton. Now, I know Carson Palmer kind of did his thing there, won a couple playoff games and so on and so forth. But we're talking about Carson Palmer, and I don't know. I think Dalton is the guy, and I think this was a good move. Even though, the guarantee part of it ain't as good as it could be, but we like we said when we talked about the Colin Kaepernick deal, a lot of this guaranteed money just ain't gonna. People ain't gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Like this new quarterback contracts are not gonna be structured like they were back in the day. That's just the way it is. And I think Andy Dalton was fully deserves that whole entire contract. I think he he deserves it. Now, what does this say about my guy Cam Newton? What does it say about him? Now, he's only had 1 playoff appearance, right? And his numbers are slightly lower than Andy Dalton's, right? But they still better than Matt Ryan's numbers in that same amount of time. So I feel like that this way this whole Colin Kaepernick's agent done set this thing up. Cam will be getting this deal, but it probably won't be until the end of the season, and it's cool. And they'll probably be somewhere around $25-30 million and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, I think it's a good thing. And I'm kind of glad because I was nervous for Andy Dalton because we talked about it on the podcast, I think, or we talked about it on TeamBoydTV Live where, he was out there playing with no 5th-year option, no franchise tag, no contract nowhere in sight. But, he wasn't tripping about it, and I should have been relaxing a little bit because if he wasn't saying, oh my God, my contract, this, that, and the third, then he kind of knew things were getting worked out. So, I mean, I think it all worked out. I think it all worked out for the best, and I think, he kind of got paid. He ain't got to worry about dealing with this nonsense going into the season, so I think he can focus. I think the Bengals will do awesome this season. So, hold on, what's this? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Say, stop making excuses for Dalton. He sucks in the playoffs. Listen, man. Listen. You know what? He's a young quarterback, man. Everybody ain't Russell Wilson. Everybody can't get drafted to a straight-up monster squad. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers and people who root for teams like that, where, they just draft a guy and pluck a man and all they need to do is just manage the game. Those guys got it. Like, even Glass, since you're running your mouth, right? Even like your Denver Broncos, okay? Even like your Denver, and I'm calling you out. Like your Denver Broncos, when the whole Tim Tebow thing, like, they got lucky with the whole Tim Tebow thing. You know what I'm saying? They did. And all they had to do was bring in Peyton Manning. And Grant, I ain't taking nothing from Peyton Manning. Now, don't even do that. I'm not even taking nothing from Peyton Manning. But all they had to do was bring in a competent quarterback, and the rest of the team was already set to rock. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, a year later, they go into the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So listen, man, that whole, he choking and this, that, and the third, man, look, you can't come out and get drafted and then 2 years later win the Super Bowl. It don't happen like that for everybody. And, it just so happened to go like that for Russell Wilson. He got lucky. You know what I mean? And his performance in the Super Bowl was pretty rough anyway. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen a Super Bowl winning quarterback have a performance like that. You know what I mean? So, no, ain't nobody making excuses for Andy Dalton. I'm just glad the man got paid. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserves it. He is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals for at least for the next 6 years. So that means that they believe in him. You know what I mean? And I think this might, save Marvin Lewis because, Marvin Lewis, he let his 2 coaches go out there and get new jobs and stuff. And, I mean, he kind of, this is a whole new journey for all of them, man. And I think it was a good thing. I do, So Donald Dayton says he had 33 touchdowns, take away A.J. Green's 11 touchdowns, and he still had 4 more than Flacco. Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole Andy Dalton controversy, people saying he don't deserve the money. I don't know, man. I think we need to fall back off that a little bit. Just throwing it out there. I think we need to chill out with that. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to chill out with that. All right, so listen. Hopefully this time when I come back from my break, I'll have my microphone situated. We're going to go take a social media break, And when we return, we're going to close the show up. Just glossing over. Oh, well, you know what? I didn't put my picture up that I was supposed to. Hold on. We got to put that up. There it is. We got to put that picture up right there. You know what I'm saying? I got my boy T-Boy up there. I got to do it. Anyway, we come back from the break. We're gonna close the show up. And we'll just discuss briefly the situation with former New York Giants running back David Wilson. All right, we'll be right back. Get social with TeamBoydTV. Like our Facebook page and join us every Sunday during the regular season for the TeamBoydTV Facebook halftime show. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at VernieB73. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at TeamBoydTV Turbo for all of our live shows, podcasts, among other things. Be sure to check out our Google Plus page for real-time status update and overall community discussion. TeamBoydTV is also on Instagram, Spreaker, and iTunes. Once again, thank you for watching TeamBoydTV. All right. So check it out, right? Oh, let me get this picture of Tim Tebow now. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, so listen, I was one of these guys who was laughing at this young boy last season, David Wilson, because at the beginning, I think it was the first 3 weeks of the season. Or something like that. He was putting the ball on the ground. Tom Coughlin benched him. They went and dug up Brendan Jacobs, and so like the New York Giants have been struggling at the running back position since the Super Bowl win, actually, because going between Bradshaw and Jacobs, and and then they bring in Wilson, and I thought he was actually a pretty good running back. I didn't understand what was going on at the beginning of last season, him dropping the ball and putting the ball on the ground that many times. I thought that was a little weird, So and then the guy from Washington was doing the same thing. It was crazy. So he had been injured. He had injured somewhere like at the halfway mark of the season last season, and then we just been he was kind of waiting to see if he can get cleared to come back and practice this off season. So he did. They cleared him. I think he practiced for 1 week with them, and then he had another injury. Hurt his neck again. And so this time though, and it's kind of sad that dude is only 23 years old. He had to step away from the game and retire. Now, normally, I hate to see stuff like this happen, especially for like young, promising, players. I hate to see that. And I kind of, hate that it had to happen to him because I thought maybe, he had landed on a good team with good people, good coaches, and all that kind of stuff, and he had to step away. Now I saw the little interview that he did, and he was kind of choked up and whatnot, and he really did not want to walk away from the game, and like so many, young, black guys who come, through the system or whatever, man. Like the NFL is almost like an outlet for us, right? Like it's how we're escaping away from all the nonsense that goes on in where we came from, and it's a good thing that he got drafted in the first round, got a nice little chunk of change. He can. Oh, thank you, Glass. But yeah, but what I was saying was, he'll land on his feet because hopefully he was smart with his money. Hopefully, he didn't went out there tricking in the club with Josh Gordon and Johnny Manziel and all of them rolling up $20 bills in the bathroom. Hopefully he wasn't doing all that kind of stuff. He seemed like a good kid. So hopefully he can find something else to get himself into, and it'll be okay. It's it's just it's this whole situation going on where, and I think they were talking about this during the offseason last season, talking about how some people were saying how they did not want their kids, and I think me and you had a. Well, you're right about that, but a first round draft pick, Justin, is gonna get paid more than a fourth round draft pick. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But Glass, me and you talked about this. I think was it last season? We were talking about this last season when we were talking about the injuries and stuff, and how the NFL was focusing so much on head trauma injuries and whatnot that they had forgot about the whole lower extremities. We talked about that stuff on the show anyway, and we were talking about how there's a lot of people who were saying how they didn't want their sons to play football. They didn't want them to pursue the dream of going to the NFL and all this kind of stuff. And, and this is sad. I think I posed this question to you on that show. I asked you, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now down the road, what is the NFL going to look like? Because if people are keeping their kids from playing the game, how many new players are we going to get coming into the league? I know, like right now, it's a surplus. I mean, it's always enough players to go around. But if everybody pulling their kids out of football because they're scared of all these injuries and whatnot, what's going to happen here? You know what I mean? And I don't know. This is the one thing that I thought was weird about the whole situation is that I felt like people who get into the NFL who understands football first and foremost, even if your kid is playing Pee Wee, Grade Y, Pop Warner, junior high, high school, college, whatever the case may be, you understand that you get you involved in an activity that could result in injury. So all this stuff about, hey, I don't want my kid to play. I'd rather my kid play baseball. This, that, and the third. What happens to our sport? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I don't have a son. I have a daughter. But as much as I love football, if I had a son and he wanted to play, I wouldn't. First I would sit him down and be like, hey, listen, this is what it's about. This could happen. These are the courses of action that happen if you choose to go this path. You got to understand that if that's something that you want to do, I'm saying it's on you. It's weird. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't keep my son from playing because I was so scared of this, that, and the third. The NFL and football as a sport in general has been around for a long time, and sure, a lot of people have been injured. A lot of careers have been cut short, but it ain't the majority though. And I don't know. I think we're getting a little too scared and. I mean, football's a contact sport. That's what it's about. People have been getting hurt for years. You don't want to wish that on nobody, but that's just the nature of the beast, man. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying, this what happened to David Wilson is, he's a punk or whatever the case may be, because he wanted to play. The doctor told him that he can't. You know what I'm saying? So he really ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? And even though he got hurt 2 times before, and Peyton Manning is the same thing. He chose to go and have neck surgery. Understanding the risks if he come back out and play, they do it for the love of the game, and they put their lives on the line every single time they line up. That's why I'm a real fan of the NFL. I respect what these guys do. Yeah, we laugh and joke about people like Jerry Jones and Tony Romo and and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, anybody who put on shoulder pads and a helmet, I have nothing but respect for. Nothing but respect for. So, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys, Justin Merkwa, Glass from Get With It Sports, Donald Dayton, Bob from Ravens Red Zone, and anybody else who didn't make a comment in the comment section but was still watching. I want to thank you guys for joining me. This podcast was supposed to be a little bit different because I was supposed to have my boys here with me tonight. Actually, we're supposed to be doing Team Boy TV live tonight. We were supposed to be doing the NFC North tonight, but we're going to push that back to next week, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised that y'all NFC South people. Y'all on YouTube running y'all's mouth heavy. I'm talking about all the Sean Jays and all the Aries Falcons and all the Real Talk Perez's and all the King Wes's and all the King Tykes. There's a lot of kings in the South. Wow. Anyway, I see all this stuff on YouTube from NFC South vid makers, but when I say, hey, listen, we got the NFC coming up next week. Y'all guys get to vote between the NFC South and the NFC North. You guys vote for the NFC North. What in the hell is going on? I don't understand. I don't get it. You guys are crazy. Glass says they might have to bubble wrap the players if it keeps going this way in the future. Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, listen, I don't think that the injuries are more extreme now than they were 30 years ago. I think it's just that, with modern technology and being able to kind of get information faster, is that we kind of exposed to it a little bit more. I mean, these same type of injuries have been going on forever. Anyway, again, I want to thank all you guys for joining me tonight, man. I had a lot of fun doing this. And listen, if you are not subscribed to the channel, you can. It's at TeamBoydTV Turbo. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can hit me up on Twitter at TeamBoydTV. And you can check out the podcast. If you're watching in the archives, you can either see it here on YouTube. It will be on Stitcher, on Spreaker, on iTunes, on iHeartRadio. We do all that stuff. All that stuff will be there. And, oh yes, the Black and Blue podcast will be returning next week. So, we took about 5 or 6 weeks off until we got to some preseason action. You know what I'm saying? We got a game coming up this Friday. The Carolina Panthers do against the Buffalo Bills, which I got a chance to see it in the Hall of Fame game. You know, I got a chance to see a little bit of that Sammy Watkins action. You know, got to see a little bit of that. But, you know, it's good. It's going to be fun. So the Black and Blue podcast will be back next week, which is awesome. And then we have the Team Boy TV live show that we're supposed to do tonight will be next Wednesday. All right. And so that's what we're going to be doing, man. And we're looking forward to doing that. Hopefully everybody, like my boys JB and Glass, will be back on point. And all that stuff will be great. Anyway, I'm your boy Big Q. And this has been the Shield podcast. And I'm out, man. Y'all have a good one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Here we go, turn it up, let it start. From block to block, we snatching hearts and jacking marks. And the punk police can't fade me a minute. We can have this someday. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the bottle of a gun, get up. Till the time I make the baby back back. To my brothers on the block, better stay strapped. And it's no substitutes. I bring truth to the youth, tell you from the old school. Oh no, I won't turn the other cheek. Case you can't see us when we burn the other week. Now we got them in the smash, blast. How long will it last? Till the road get more cash. Until then, raise up. Till a young black man blaze up. Like some mess, don't stress. Test. I'm giving, but be thankful that you're living blessed. Much love to my brothers in the pen. See you when I free you, if not when they shove me in. Once again, this is all I'll scrap. Keep your hands in the gap. Now your boys watch your back. In the alleys, I'm telling them I'm telling you. Mess with the best and the best will help. Scream if you feel me. See it clear. You're too near me. I'll let you hear me. I'll let you hear me. I'll let you hear me.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo,